Hello and welcome to another update video about AVAX. Yeah, on the AVAX chart, we have seen this bounce that we talked about in the last video, potential wave 4. We talk about the primary scenario and the alternative in this video. First of all, let's establish that the market is currently in a correction. The main scenario suggests that we should be traveling towards the 2560 level. We nearly arrived there already on Tuesday the 23rd. Now we see a bit of a corrective bounce. If we look at the indicators, the market was very much oversold here on the 4-hour time frame. It's now reached a key resistance level. Would be ideally, even on the RSI on the 4-hour, it's at 50 now. So that's typically an indication where it could turn around to the downside. I think if it does, it would be an ideal spot here because that's also where it bounced from before, the 50 level, on the 4-hour. And it's also in resistance, in Fibonacci resistance. So the yellow count is currently the primary scenario. That would still suggest another low. That's pretty much in line with what Bitcoin is doing as well. Okay, so one more low, ideal. Doesn't mean one more low will happen. It's just what would be ideal, okay? So it's all about probabilities. Okay, so highlighting what a chart would ideally do is not the same as a clear prediction. Yeah, that requires the crystal ball, which we're not using. Okay, but in the primary scenario, we explained it down here that a fourth wave bounce would be likely. The resistance area remained unchanged. I think I made the last video when the low was already made. I've added though, and I did that today, already posted it to gold members. I did add the golden ratio, the 61.8 retracement level to the resistance, even though the 50% fib level that you were already aware of, that you were aware of in the last video already, even though that never broke, but it could be that this move down is an ending diagonal. I just want to avoid that it just breaks resistance and continues down, which it could easily do in a diagonal. So I've added the golden ratio. In a diagonal, we allow the price in a wave 4 to get to, let's say, the golden ratio. So to the 61.8 retracement. That's quite common, even though in crypto, in a fourth wave, even in a diagonal, oftentimes the price stays, let's say, or doesn't break beyond the 50% retracement. Either way, 33 is resistance. Only a sustained break above that level would suggest that maybe a more substantial low is in. We talk about that. That would be the alternative scenario. But for now, one more low seems a reasonable expectation, even though the move up is quite aggressive. So I'm very much aware that we could see a larger bounce, but I need to see a signal with a break above resistance. Okay, and if we see another low, from here, the ideal level to watch for next is at 25.57. Now, if a low has already formed, then let's just check something. Then it would have been just slightly above an ideal level. The $26 level is the 100% extension. So at the moment, I need to see further evidence to, let's say, believe it. But I have added an extended ABC structure as per the white count. This is what I would probably watch for next. Okay, so have to assume that if we get a break above 33, that it's forming a larger A, B, C structure, and the move down was simply an A wave. Okay, we would then see something like a B wave rally potentially, and then a C wave to the downside. That sort of would be my next preferred scenario. And the reason is, okay, could the overall low be in? Could this overall B wave low be in? And could we rally in a C wave? Anything could happen, but we haven't even reached in a pullback the 38.2 retracement level. That seems unlikely. So that seems unlikely. Of course, not impossible. B waves can be extremely shallow, extremely short, okay? So it's possible that the overall low is already in. But if we talk about likelihood and ideal scenarios, it would either be one more low now, and I would consider maybe the low is in. But even then, if we only hit the 38.2 retracement at 25.57, it would still be quite a shallow pullback that we've seen since this December high. So it would keep the door open to a more extended correction, absolutely. Especially as in such a pullback, the A wave often just reaches the 38.2 fib level. So it's just something to be aware of. Therefore, all eyes need to be on 33.33. And okay, if we get above that level, then the next main resistance to watch, so the main resistance area to watch would be $36.95 to $44. A break above 44 would already indicate that a more substantial low indeed has formed and that all of wave B might have formed. But it's far away from confirmation. Only an impulse to the upside could confirm that really that larger B wave has bottomed. But until we see an impulse, we cannot confirm that. Also, we haven't even reached that ideal support zone. So we'll keep the door open for lower, either directly or after a more substantial B wave bounce. That's my update about AVAX. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.